Konnichiwa! Welcome to this video, which is the 15th lesson of the basic Japanese series for beginners. You will learn the verb wakarimasu, which means to understand. I have also discussed some words related to fruits and talent or ability. You will also learn the particle ga, which indicates the object of a predicate, and a few adverbs like almost, little, not at all, etc. And by the end of this lesson, you will be able to use all of them and frame sentences on your own. So please watch it till the end. Let me begin with kudamono, which means fruits. The first one is ringo, which is apple. But for apple pie, the Japanese will say apple pie. Next is suika, which is watermelon. Ichigo is strawberry. Budo is grapes. Momo is peach. Nashi is Japanese pear. Kaki is persimmon, and it is the national fruit of Japan. The last fruit is mikan, which is orange. Next, let me go to two words which refer to a person's preference. Ski means like and kirai means dislike, and you would have learned both of them if you have watched my previous video on na adjectives. There is one more word which you must remember. Hoshi is an e adjective and means to desire or want something. To form its negative, we have to replace the last e with kunai. So it will become hoshi kunai, which means don't want something. Next, let me go to the particle ga, which indicates the object of a predicate that refers to the speaker's frame of mind, such as preference or desire. Let me give you some examples. Ringo means apple and ski means like. Now, to say I like apples, in Japanese it will be watashi wa ringo ga suki desu. To say I dislike watermelon, let us replace ringo with suika and ski with kirai. So the Japanese sentence will be watashi wa suika ga kirai desu. As kirai is a direct way of expressing dislike, this style is often avoided during conversation. Instead, an indirect expression like watashi wa suika ga amari suki de wa arimasen is commonly used. It still shows dislike but leaves a softer impression. Let me give you another example. Ichigo means strawberry and hoshi means to desire or want something. Now, to say I want strawberry, in Japanese it will be watashi wa ichigo ga hoshii desu. To say I don't want oranges, let us replace ichigo with mikan and use the negative of hoshi, which is hoshi kunai. So the Japanese sentence will be watashi wa mikan ga hoshi kunai desu. Orange is just an example and you can replace it with any other word and make use of the same sentence pattern. For example, to say I don't want a car, in Japanese it will be watashi wa kuruma ga hoshikunai desu. I hope the usage is clear. Next, let me go to some words related to talent or ability. The first one is uta, which is song. Next is dance, which is dance. Ryori is cooking. It also means cuisine. If I say Indo ryori, then it means Indian cuisine or Indian food. Sports is sports. Deutsgo is German language. Fransgo is French language. Nihongo, as you all know, is Japanese language. And the last word is eigo, which is English language. Next, let me go to two words which refer to a person's ability. Jozu means good at something or skillful, and heta means poor at something or unskillful. You would have learned both of them if you have watched my previous video on na adjectives. There is one more word which you must remember. Wakarimasu is a verb and means to understand something. It can also mean to comprehend something or be able to distinguish something. Its past tense is wakarimashita and the negative is wakarimasen. Next, let us see how to use the particle ga with these words. Even in case of predicates that refer to one's ability, the object is indicated by ga. Let me give you some examples. Uta means song and jozu means good at. Now, to say Mr. Aoki is good at singing, in Japanese it will be Aoki-san wa uta ga jozu desu. To say I am poor at cooking or I am bad at cooking, let us replace Aoki-san with watashi, uta with ryori, and jozu with heta. So the Japanese sentence will be watashi wa ryori ga heta desu. Heta can be used for self, but jozu should be used only if you are complimenting another person. Grammatically, you will not be wrong if you were to use it to describe your own ability. But you must understand that Japanese believe in being humble. So, even if you are really good at something, you should not use jozu to describe yourself. Just keep this in mind when you are conversing in Japanese. Let me give you another example. Eigo means English language and wakarimasu means to understand. Now, to say Mr. Kim understands English, in Japanese it will be Kim-san wa eigo ga wakarimasu. To say I don't understand German, let us replace Kim-san with watashi, eigo with Deutsgo. And let us use the negative of wakarimasu, which is wakarimasen. So the Japanese sentence will be Watashi wa doitsu go ga wakarimasen. I hope the usage is clear. Next, let us learn some adverbs with the help of the verb wakarimasu. Yoku means properly or thoroughly or well. Daitai means almost or mostly or generally. Skoshi means a little. Next, let us see adverbs which can be used in a negative sentence. Amari means not so much, and it is used in a negative sentence with a verb or an adjective that functions as a predicate. The last one is zenzen, which means not at all. This is also used in a negative sentence to deny totally what is described by the adjective or the verb. Let me give you some examples. To say Mr. Rao understands English well, in Japanese it will be Rao-san wa eigo ga yoku wakarimasu. To say Mr. Kim understands Japanese a little, let us replace yoku with skoshi. So in Japanese it will be Kim-san wa nihongo ga skoshi wakarimasu. Let me give you another example. To say Mr. Aoki doesn't understand French so much, we will use amari, which means not so much. So in Japanese it will be Aoki-san wa Fransugo ga amari wakarimasen. Now, to say I do not understand German at all, we will use zenzen, which means not at all. So in Japanese it will be Watashi wa doitsu go ga zenzen wakarimasen. Actually, skoshi, amari and zenzen can also modify adjectives. For example, if I say Ano eiga wa zenzen omoshiroku nai, then it means that movie is not at all interesting. I hope the usage of adverbs is clear. When you have time, please try to practice with different words. So that is it for now. I hope this video was useful. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. And if you found the video good, give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.